I want to make a quick video talking about the significance of names in the Star Wars universe and what clues we can deduce from them about the future of the saga. So, of course, the story is all about this family that's ridden with midichlorians. And if you have a problem with midichlorians in The Phantom Menace, then you have to have a problem with the fact that just because they're the children of Anakin Skywalker, Luke and Leia have some propensity to the Force. If the Force has nothing to do with biology, then the fact that they're Anakin's kids should make no difference. Obviously, it has some bearing, so genetics have some role to play in one's propensity to use the Force, so I have no problem with midichlorians, which were actually in the original draft of the Star Wars script in the 70s. Anyways, so we start with Anakin Skywalker, who takes the name Darth Vader. Of course, whether you translate that into Dutch or German, of course, people argue about this, but the point is Darth Vader suggests Dark Father, or, darkness as a father. And he always wears black, of course. And his son is Luke Skywalker. Well, what walks through the sky, right? Light, just what light clothing. Luke Skywalker always wears white. And in fact, the name Luke, well, it kind of suggests the Latin lux, right? Which means light. Think of the name Lucy. It's also much like Luke. Luke may be short for Lucas. Maybe George Lucas named after himself. Put himself in the role as the hero. But the point is, Luke suggests light. Lucy, she was a guide to Dante on his journey through the Divine Comedy out of hell towards heaven. Lucy is the first one to discover Narnia, start the whole journey off in the Chronicles of Narnia. And Luke, he also has a... Well, by the way, St. Lucy is the patron of blindness, and Luke has to kind of cover his eyes and not see in order to defeat evil, defeat darkness. St. Lucy, the patron saint of blindness. So, and she's very closely associated with light as well. So Luke Skywalker suggests light. And we go to the book of Genesis, and what do we find in the creation? The first words of God. Fiat lux, let there be light, and light came out of darkness, just as Luke Skywalker, who symbolizes light, comes out of darkness. Darth Vader always wears black. So, we have that in place. And of course, Luke's twin sister is Leia. Well, Leia, that's also a light word. She also always wears white. She's associated with light. Leia, of course, is a name that's from the book of Genesis as well. And she comes with Han Solo, with the Millennium Falcon. And Solo, of course, with the connotations of being alone, being a rogue, right? And together they have a son named Ben. And in Hebrew, Ben means son. Not a coincidence, I don't think. But what name does he adapt? Well, Kylo Ren, under the supervision of someone named Snoke, which is a funny name. Kylo Ren is not as funny of a name. No, Kylo Ren is, of course, not so much a good person being tempted to darkness like his grandfather Anakin was. He's someone who's trying to be dark and evil, who's tempted towards the light, who prays to his grandfather, prays to the dark helmet of his grandfather. Well, what does the name Ren mean? Well, it means a couple of things, depending on where you're looking. In Egyptian mythology, it was part of the soul. It was the secret name of a person, their Ren. If you wanted, to last forever, your Ren would last forever. If you wanted your enemy to be extricated forever from the records, you banished their name, removed it from anything that was written down, got rid of their Ren. And that was like abolishing them, like wiping them out, right? But they mean something else too. In Confucianism, Ren means the good feelings that come from altruism. It's the exterior form of practicing the Confucian virtues. So these are both very positive connotations, right? Carrying on a name that will last forever, and performing good deeds, performing altruistic deeds, in fact, deeds for others. These suggest that he's trying to be good in some way. He's trying to, walk the straight and narrow, which Christ referred to. Straight is the way and narrow is the gate. It's a difficult way. It's easy to fall off onto the broad path towards damnation, which many fall into. But what does the name Kylo mean? Well, how interesting. The name Kyle in Gaelic means straight or narrow. Now, isn't that interesting? Kylo Ren. His name means straight and narrow and virtue, and the name that lasts forever, the secret name that lasts forever. And his real name is, Ben Solo, the son of Solo, the son of the Alone, the One. Now, who is Snoke? Now, this is where I get into some conjecture, right? Of course, I conjecture that Kylo Ren, because he's trying to get on the straight and narrow, I think he's going to succeed because that's what his name connotes. That's the foreshadowing of his name. Well, Snoke, I believe, is Darth Plagueis. I'm going to concede. Darth Plagueis, the one who trained Palpatine in the first place. We don't know whether any of the the expanded universe stuff will be used before Darth Pelagius, because they've obviously been willing to change the expanded universe stuff already. But I think it was Darth Pelagius. That's going to be the that's what's going to come about, right? Now, what does Darth Pelagius mean? Well, Pelagius is a name that should be significant to students of Christian history. Pelagius was the founder of the heresy of Pelagianism, which St. Augustine combated. Pelagianism said you didn't need divine grace to be holy. All you needed was effort, your own hard work. Well, Augustine refutes that and proves that we need divine grace in order to achieve salvation. But Pelagius, of course, rejects all that. And Pelagianism, which is a heresy that's still prevalent today, it's almost ubiquitous today. Darth Pelagius is calling for that, with your own effort, so your own strength. And that's what's seducing Kylo Ren off of the good way. So what's going to get Kylo Ren back to salvation? Well, grace. Grace operating through the Force. And what will be the means of his salvation? Well, we've established that out of darkness comes light, Luke Skywalker. What comes out of light? A ray. A ray of light. That's what you call something that emits from light. And so, yes, I do in fact believe that Rey will turn out to be the daughter of Luke Skywalker. That's the symbolism of her name. And she will probably be the light that guides Kylo Ren back to goodness. So that's my theory. Take it for what it is, and we'll see whether it's confirmed in the next few years. Take care.